The soft light from the candle on our dining table wavered, its flame jittering around me like a persistent gnat, more irritating than calming. Opposite me sat Rachel, my companion of 6 years, idly prodding her grilled salmon, her fork pushing the delicate flakes, without genuine appetite. Her focus was glued to her phone, fingers darting across the screen with unwavering intensity. Could we maybe eat one dinner without that thing? I asked, keeping my voice steady but resolute. She looked up, startled, like a child caught sneaking a treat. Her lips parted as if to argue, but she gave a quick nod instead, flipping the phone face down on the tablecloth. For a brief second, I hoped her action was heartfelt. I wanted to believe in her, but the subtle smirk curling her lips gave her away. As I took a sip of my wine, my eyes wandered to the phone. Its screen lit up with one notification, then another, and another. Rachel's hand inched toward it, her fingertips brushing its edge as if it were her lifeline. I wasn't foolish. For months, I'd sensed a growing disquiet her late hours at work, the secretive messages she'd delete when I walked in, the way she sidestepped intimacy like it was a chore. I'd held on to denial, too afraid to confront the sting of reality. But tonight, I chose truth. Go ahead, I said, gesturing toward the phone. She paused, then seized it, her gaze flicking to mine before she unlocked the screen. She tilted it away, but not quickly enough. Through the edge of my glass, I caught a name, Ethan. My heart clenched as her thumbs raced across the display. My stare could have burned through her, but she seemed unaware. Who's Ethan? I asked, my voice calm despite the storm brewing within. Her head snapped up, her face paling. Ethan? I repeated, each word cutting like a knife. The guy you're texting during our dinner. Rachel stiffened, guilt flickering across her expression before she hid it behind defiance. You're being ridiculous, David, she shot back. That word ridiculous ignited something in me. Before I could stop myself, I reached across the table, grabbed her phone, and hurled it against the wall. The shattering sound echoed like a thunderbolt. Her gasp was piercing, but I felt no regret. For the first time in months, I was in control. What's wrong with you? She screamed, jumping to her feet. What's wrong with me? I bellowed in return. You're sitting in our house, at our table, messaging another man while I'm fighting to keep this marriage alive. What's wrong with you? She stared, her mouth opening and closing without sound, like a fish gasping for air. For once, she had no clever retort, no way to cast me as the bad guy. Her silence confirmed it all. When Rachel stormed out, slamming the door behind her, my anger roared like a wildfire, burning away every rational thought. But beneath it, a steely determination took hold. I wouldn't let her betrayal destroy me. No, I'd tear down her world first. The next day I called in sick and started investigating. I accessed our shared phone records and quickly pinpointed Ethan's number, a contact she'd texted relentlessly, often late into the night. I hired a private investigator named Victor, a straightforward professional known for delivering results. Within days, he provided a thick dossier brimming with incriminating proof, photos of Rachel and Ethan at a motel, their text conversations, and even a receipt for a weekend getaway charged to our joint credit card. It was worse than I'd imagined, but it honed my resolve. Rachel hadn't just faltered. She'd built an entire hidden life. My first step was to safeguard my money. Though we shared a bank account, I had a secret savings account she didn't know about. I quietly transferred most of our joint funds there, leaving just enough to avoid arousing her suspicion. Then I froze our credit cards to prevent her from racking up debt. Next, I secured the house. Rachel believed it was ours, but I'd bought it before we married, and it was solely in my name. I met with a lawyer to begin eviction proceedings. By the time she caught on, it would be too late. My final move was to expose her. Simply ending things wasn't enough. I wanted her to feel the full consequences of her deception. I compiled all of Victor's evidence and sent it anonymously to her family, friends, and colleagues. I even posted a scathing, truthful review on the motel's website, outlining her affair. When Rachel came back that evening, a locksmith was already replacing the locks. She rushed at me, her face a tempest of fury and panic. What's happening? She demanded. I handed her an envelope containing divorce papers and copies of the evidence. Her eyes scanned the documents, her face growing paler with every line. You think you can just throw me out? She hissed. This is my home too. No, I said evenly. It's my home, and you're no longer welcome. She tried to argue, to cry, to manipulate her way back, but I stood my ground. By the end of the week, she was gone. Ethan didn't escape untouched either. I found his employer, a small tech firm, and sent a polite email detailing his affair with Rachel, including timestamps of their meetings during work hours. He was sacked within days. Rachel's life unraveled quickly. Jobless, homeless, and ostracized by her social circle, she moved in with a distant cousin far away. Her once close network of friends evaporated overnight. Meanwhile, I thrived. The weeks after Rachel's departure were calm but liberating. Free from her toxicity, I channeled my energy into my career, hobbies, and reconnecting with friends I'd neglected. One evening, as I sat on the porch with a glass of wine, watching the sun dip below the horizon, a profound peace settled over me. Rachel had tried to break me, but she'd only made me stronger. That, I realized, was the purest form of retribution.